Hi, welcome to Paint Well. I've made this video to talk about the color black. Black is one of the oldest pigments. Monet hated it, and Sargent couldn't work without it. Black has got a bad reputation in painting today, but I hope this video can dispel some of the nasty rumors about black and help people see it in a new light. I'm going to talk about 5 varieties of black. 3 traditional blacks, lamp black, ivory black, and Mars black, and 2 mixed blacks. One made from mixing burnt umber and ultramarine blue, and the second made by mixing alizarin crimson and viridian green. My hope is that by comparing these blacks and demonstrating their strengths and weaknesses, you might learn a bit about them and how you can use them in your painting. I'll start at the top with lamp black. Lamp black dates back to the ancient Egyptians who used it in murals and tombs. It is made from the soot of oil lamps, hence its name. Lamp black is the coolest of traditional blacks. It is a port tinter and dries very slowly. Because of the slow drying time, it is not recommended for underpaintings. It is very opaque. It is also very permanent. Yeah, I'd say so. Because it is so cool, it can be used as a blue in low chroma palettes. The next one down is ivory black. Ivory black gets its contradictory name because it was originally made by burning elephant ivory. Oof. Today, the ivory has been replaced with pig and cattle bones, which means it is now generally the same as the less interestingly named bone black. It has an average tinting strength. It can be slow to dry, but not as slow as lamp black. Winsor & Newton describes theirs as semi-transparent. It has good light fastness and permanence, but it is considered the least permanent of the traditional black pigments, though that's relative. Ivory black is the go-to black for many painters. It was Rembrandt's exclusive black. It's the black I reach for when I want a traditional black. Though warmer than lamp black, it is cool enough to be used as a blue when paired with strong, warm earth colors like the ochres, umbers, and the iron oxide reds. The third traditional black I'll talk about today is Mars black. As you'd expect from a color that shares its name with the god of war and the red planet, Mars black is the warmest of the blacks. It is made by burning iron oxide, rust. Mars black is very opaque, and according to Gamblin, it has 3 times the tinting strength of ivory black, which I noticed very explicitly as I was making this chart. It is a fast dryer, but dries very matte. It just sucks the gloss right out of a painting. It is very permanent and light fast, though its depth of blackness isn't as great as ivory's. It is the warmest black. As far as use, it was used by the Neo-Expressionists who used its opaque high tinting strength to make black marks in their wet paintings. In addition to these 3 traditional blacks, I have demonstrated 2 blacks made by mixing colors. As you can see, they look like black, but they have a few characteristics that traditional blacks don't. For one, by varying the mixtures, you can dial in just how warm or cool you want the black to be. Additionally, because they are made by mixing together more vibrant colors, they tend to be more vibrant than the blacks made from soot and ash. To make a mixed black, take 2 colors that are naturally dark. One should be warm, the other should be cool. If using prismatic colors, choose complements. The result will be a very dark color that is a neutral gray black. You can check how well you've done by adding a little white. This first mixed black comes from burnt umber and ultramarine blue. It's a nice black alternative for traditional palettes. It works well for Dutch backgrounds, for instance. And, like I said, it gives you the ability to dial in just how warm or cool you want it to be. I erred on the side of warm for this mixture, with a little more umber than ultramarine, which you can really see in the dilution chart. This last black was made by mixing Viridian green and Alizarin crimson. There are plenty of people who say you shouldn't use Alizarin crimson, and I don't want to debate that here. If you're concerned about color permanence, use permanent alizarin. It won't make much difference for what we're talking about here, and that is a high chromatic black. See, there are a lot of people who say you shouldn't use black. Abolish black from your palette. Why? Because the traditional blacks tend to be dull. They can suck up color and look a little gray, especially when used with modern prismatic colors. Additionally, some people can come to rely on black for their shadows, which can result in really uninteresting painting. People say this movement against black can be traced to Monet. There's a famous story that Monet told where Sargent was visiting Monet in Giverny and had run out of black. So Sargent asked Monet if he could use some of Monet's black. But Monet told him he doesn't use black, to which Sargent exclaimed, "How can you paint without black?" When you look at Sargent versus Monet, you can see how different they are. The two painters are interested in capturing very different things. Sargent is about likeness and virtuosity, while Monet is all about that color. Black has no place for Monet because it doesn't fit in with his high chromatic, high value paintings. But, I don't want to see Madame X painted by Monet. So please, if someone told you not to use black, or that black is bad, it isn't. You just need to know what the black pigments do and how to use them. That said, if you are using a high chroma, modern prismatic palette, and you find traditional blacks are too dull, use a mixed black instead. This mixture of Viridian green and Alizarin crimson resulted in a very cool black, the coolest on the chart. But like the Umber and Ultramarine black, you can dial in your temperature and make it warmer if you wanted. A high chroma black like this won't dull when mixed with other colors, but you can still achieve grays and blacks as though you were using a traditional black. I've used Viridian and Alizarin, but there are many similar combinations that result in good high chroma blacks. Gamblin even makes a mixed black, which they call chromatic black, that is a mix of phthalo emerald and quinacridone red. I hope this information is helpful for you. Every pigment has its pros and cons, and I think a lot of painting teachers today overemphasize the cons of traditional blacks. So if you've ever been told to avoid black, I hope you might now give it a try. Get some Ivory Black and see what it does. Experiment. Blacks are some of the cheapest colors. I mean, they're just ash and soot after all. If you don't like the idea of painting with animal bones, try Mars Black. You will be amazed at how matte the Mars Black becomes when it dries. On the other hand, if you use black already and you find yourself reliant on it for shadows, or you're unhappy with a certain dull character of your paintings, try mixing your black. There are no rules in painting, just tools. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to hear more, please subscribe. And if you are interested in even more information and in-depth tutorials, please sign up for our Patreon. Have a great day, and I hope you'll come back again.